Welcome, Team Life Changers, to our Thursday night team call. I'm going to go through our Success Club announcements. We have Rachel Stewart, who is a brand new coach, at 2 points, and she is also signed to coach. Cindy Laninga is at 4 points. And I know you've signed some coaches too. You guys can, whenever you go on here to update your thing, put how many points you have, and then beside it put 2 coaches or 4, whatever. So just so that you get recognition for that, because it's a big, big deal. Audra Dunleavy is at 5 points. She is in Success Club. Allie Cooper is at 5 points in Success Club. Marissa Zucchelli is at 8 points. Of course, in Success Club, and she said she was working for Success Club 10 this month, which would be awesome. And for rank advancements, of course, this month we had Marissa, she went Emerald. Allie Cooper went Emerald. And Audra Dunleavy, drum roll, she is Diamond, baby. That is awesome. Congratulations to Audra Dunleavy. I know that you have worked so hard to attain that goal, and I'm so, so proud of you. Well, you're my great grandbaby. Yeah, my great grandbaby, because it's Pat, then Cindy, then Audra. So that is awesome. It's exciting stuff with Team Life Changers. All right, guys, I am going to get going in on I did a PowerPoint and everything, y'all. Like, I think PicMonkey has taken me to the next level. That's what Pat said. I think he was kind of shocked that I actually did but as long as I get it to work, we'll make sure. Maybe I shouldn't brag. Oh, I got a screen share. Okay, let me do the reading view. Okay, let me screen share. And we will get going. It's so weird, though, because everything is so silent and quiet, and I feel like I'm talking to myself, but tis the way it is. All right, guys. Welcome, Team Life Changers. We are going to discuss the train, our team train. So I woke up earlier this week and had kind of, to say I woke up and had a vision sounds like super spiritual. I did not wake up and have a vision, but I had this thought impressed in my heart about what Team Life Changers is like. And what it's like is we're on this train, and I have my picture in that picture of the train because I would be the conductor. Jatana has her own train of Epic Empire, and I learned and watched her, what she did, and then I decided to get my own train going. So there's my train, and there's some Life Changers at Summit, so that's our train. And I want you to see the different pictures. What do you want your train? What does your train look like? Because you guys watched me, number one, you watched me get healthy and fit. You watched me get results. You decided you wanted to get healthy and fit. Some of you guys jumped right in because you decided, I want to do the business. Some of you were already doing health awareness and health and fitness kind of things, and you decided that that you would like to be a part of the business, and you jumped in Life Changers, and we started doing this together. But the thing is that once you sign up as a coach, you get your very own train. So that's what we're going to talk about in this team call, is what your train already looks like or what it's going to look like. And your train needs a conductor. Thomas the Train. You got to love him, right? So your train needs a conductor. As much as I would love to be able to leave the controls and go and party with y'all all day long and just have a good time with Life Changers, if I were to do that, then the train would be a train wreck. I'm doing this business. I'm my own CEO. I've got to post on my wall and show up every day and do this business, love on my challengers. So I've got to continue being the conductor of my train. And what does a train conductor do? The train conductor, the primary purpose of the train conductor is to I want to say drive the train or whatever you do. Do you drive a train? I don't know. Run the train, whatever you do. But for Rebecca, we're driving the train. You drive the train and you are picking up passengers and you're letting passengers off. You're picking up passengers and you are taking them to their destination. But the conductor has to keep his eye forward, onward, upward, and just continue to drive the train. Okay? So we're going to transition this into, instead of a conductor, we've got to look at your train as being a business, and your business needs a manager. So we're coming out of that idea of the train and the conductor and how we're taking passengers on and off, and we're looking at this business of Team Life Changers. What does this look like when we sign up and we say, first of all, we decide which kind of coach we want to be. We want to be a discount coach or a hobby coach, or we want to be a full-fledged business coach, or we want to be like, you know, a 5-star elite diamond and then push on, you know, and continue going forward. We have to decide, you know, what our business, what we want to look like, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit too. But I want to transition our minds to thinking we need a manager. Just the same way that the train needs the conductor, your business needs a manager. And a manager is so very important. When you go to work for a company, when you hear people complain all the time about their bosses, or they're working under, you know, the oppression of being under a boss or whatever it looks like. Or there are people who absolutely love their job. They love their manager. They love the person they work for, and they're just absolutely flourishing. So we're going to start talking about finding a special kind of manager. And I want you to start thinking, if you were thinking about, if I'm going to go work for someone, and you're going to start thinking about what kind of manager you want. And of course, we are going to be talking about the book, The New 1-Minute Manager. So the very book opens up with saying, like the very first chapter, it says, once there was a bright young man who was looking for a special kind of manager who could lead and manage in today's changing world. He wanted to find one who encouraged people to balance their work and their life so that each person became more meaningful, or so that, sorry, each job or each thing would become more meaningful and enjoyable. He wanted to work for one, and he wanted to become one. So what we have to decide is, what kind of manager are you looking for? What do you want to see in a manager? Do you want a manager that's tough? Do you want one that's hard-nosed, realistic, profit-minded, challenges you to be better, lenient, understanding? You get to be your very own manager. So I'm going to go back to that slide again of seeing the different kinds of managers, the different ways that people manage. Some people, like, it's kind of like with me, if I go to church, I want someone that's going to kind of be hard. I want to hear a real truth from the pastor. If I go to a counselor, I want someone to be very sweet and understanding and let me cry a lot. If I go to my pastor for counseling, I need him understanding, but I want him hard enough. But so you have to decide what kind of manager are you looking for, and then realize once you signed up to be a Beachbody coach, you get to be your very own manager. So you are the one that gets to set the standard for your own business. If you want to challenge yourself, if you want to become better, if you want to become profitable, if you want to learn how to be a manager, if you want to, and for some of us, it means going back to school per se, to learn how to do so many different things so that we can succeed later on. For me, I watched Jatana a long time before I signed up as a coach. A lot of you guys signed up as a coach, and now you're watching me and learning what I'm doing. And then you get to take this ball and run with it. But that's the exciting thing, is that you get to be the conductor of your own train. You get to do your own thing in this business. You get to become the person and leader you want to be for yourself. You're going to see a lot of yous in here because I want you to realize this is your circus and these are your monkeys. You know that saying, not my circus, not my monkeys. This is your circus and these are your monkeys. Like these are your challengers. These are your Facebook, your family, your friends, the people that you love and that you do life with. So you're going to see the you. But in becoming the person and the leader that you want to be for yourself, that means that you get to plug into team calls, plug into Epic Empire, plug into Life Changers, plug into any kind of calls that are going on, throughout the week. You get to go to Beachbody 411. You get to go to the Beachbody Champions. All day long, you can go on YouTube, find out information. I honestly, when I jumped in the business, I used YouTube more as my personal development than I did books of like how to be a great leader, because I actually had to learn the mechanics of the business. I had to learn, like literally when I jumped into the new coach training, I couldn't wait to get the next day. I would message Jatana and say, can I have the next, like tomorrow's assignment? Because I'm ready to rock and roll with this thing. I was able to take it at my own pace, and I became the leader that I wanted to be for myself. Jatana did not. I was the one telling her, hey, can I have some more? Can I have, whatever the resources that are available? And because I knew that I was like that, that's why I created the Resource Center for Life Changers, so that any of us at any time, if you have new coaches that come on board and they are an eager beaver like I was, you can send them to that Resource Center and they can look through that pinned post and just tell them, all right, here's the Resource Center. We have training every month. It's going to be coming out. But if you want to look at this in the meantime, you can do that. And other people, you will see that they will take it at their own pace. And some of them won't even keep up with the new coach training because even a daily task is too much for them. So every person gets to be their own leader. You get to craft your own goals and decide where you want to be in this business. This is the thing I think that is a little different than corporate world. And I think that I personally, and I see this happen in a lot of coaches, and I see a lot of people do that and then they kind of backtrack, but they will work it as I'm the one I've never done that. Like I'm the one that's the boss and I tell you guys what to do. I've never done that, but I have been kind of one that said that has felt the need to just give you guys your goals and sit down and talk to you about your goals and work on your goals and make your goals and create your goals and give you ideas and constantly be pouring in that way. And when I look back in hindsight, when I was following Jatana, because she didn't even know me, never once did she sit down and craft a goal with me until she saw that, like, wow, this girl is going to be diamond in just a few weeks. And then she started pouring into me, like, and just started giving me what I needed. But she really let me run my own thing. And my own goal was, I want to do this business. I want to jump in and start, helping challengers. And I needed the tools to help them get healthy and fit. So I started crafting my own business, and that's what you get to do. You get to craft your own goals and decide where you want to be. You get to challenge and train yourself to be disciplined to meet your goals for your life. Nobody lives your life but you. Nobody knows what your relationship is with your husband or with your children or with your work. Some of us work full-time. Some of us work part-time. Nobody knows what your life, and nobody knows what the demands of your children are but you, or the demands of your ministries or Bible study, or even the demands of your challenge groups. Nobody knows what those things are but you. So that's why you get to challenge and train yourself. What can you handle right now? Can you handle being trained to go Emerald? Can you handle being trained and doing what it takes to get on Caleb Thomas, get on his YouTube? His YouTube things are amazing. I remember sitting night after night and just watching like one after one. Sarah McCaffrey did the same thing, and she went diamond in 11 weeks. And she knew, like, it was like we knew Caleb Thomas. She's like, she saw him at Summit, and she's like wanting to take pictures with him. And he was at Super Saturday in Charlottesville, and she's like, I'm totally going to go to that Super Saturday because he's going to be there. Like, after you watch people so long, you feel like you know them. But she took it upon herself to get that information, for herself. So you get to take this where you want to take it. How do you become a great manager to you? You read the book, The 1 Minute Manager, of course. So we're going to start talking about some of the things that are in The 1 Minute Manager. This book is phenomenal for a couple of reasons. It's a short read, and I marked some little places that I wanted to kind of highlight and just actually read out loud to you guys. I went to Barnes & Noble and I scanned through this book, literally read it within maybe 45 minutes to an hour, just scanning, not word for word, but just scanning through, and got the 3 principles out of this. And there are 3 secrets to the 1 Minute Manager. And the first one, the guy is coming in and he's looking for an amazing manager. And he goes to the manager, and the manager's like, don't even ask me, go ask. So for us, it'd be the challengers. In the book, it's go ask the employees. Don't ask me about what a manager I am. Go ask the employees what kind of manager I am. And so he's like, okay. So he finds the first manager, and she was just going on and on and on about what a great manager her boss was. And he's asking, she said, in fact, these days I call him the new 1 Minute Manager because he's doing things in new ways that are even more effective now. How so? Well, she explained. For example, instead of setting our goals for us, he listens to our input and works side by side with us to develop them. After we agree on our most important goals, each is described on 1 page. He feels that a goal and its performance standard, what needs to be done and by what due date, should take no more than a paragraph or 2 to express. So it can be read and reviewed in about 1 minute. So basically what they're saying is, when you sit down and get your goals, and in this situation, I know when you're a brand new coach, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn when it comes to where's the pick monkeys, where's back office, where all of those things. So you kind of learn the mechanics of it. But then after you learn the mechanics of it, and all of that is done in the new coach training, you will get all of that, and you can expedite it in the resource center. When you are when you're coming into this and you're looking at your goals, you can start seeing, especially when you plug into team calls and you plug into, and I'm talking about YouTube team calls or Epic Empires team calls, because they're bigger and they've been around a lot longer. You can start to formulate, wow, I want to be like Chitana because she's going to LA now, or Kelly King, she's going because she hit 2-star and she's going to the new leader conference this year. And you can decide where you want to be in this and set your goals. It's pretty easy. Now, she continued, since each goal, I'm not sure what my next slide is. Okay, yeah, there are 3 secrets to 1 Minute Manager. Set 1 minute goals. All right, so that's what I just read. She continued, since each goal can be read in about a minute, we are encouraged to take a moment every now and then to look at what we're doing and see if it matches our goals. If not, we adjust what we're doing. It helps us succeed sooner. So they sit down and write down just clear, concise goals to where you could literally read it within a minute. I want to be a diamond. I want to do this. And then you break it down to smaller goals. So you think big and then work yourself backwards. And then it goes down to your daily goals. So you have to sit there and look at it like in 1 minute and like literally post it on your computer or set it next to you so that you can see it. So you look to see if you're doing what's expected rather than waiting for your manager to tell you. So what she's saying is, all I have to do is look at my list, look at my paragraph, look at my goals, and see, am I meeting it? So basically, she's not getting in trouble by her manager. She never sees her manager that often. Very, very infrequently does she see her manager because she's getting her things done. Now, we're going to start talking about what happens if they're not getting things done the right way, okay? Clear, concise goals should be written out and take no more than a paragraph or two to express. It can be reviewed in 1 minute. 80-20 rule. 80% of really important results come from 20% of your goals. So set 1 minute goals on only that 20%, key areas of responsibility. So meaning you're going to get 80% of your results based on 20% of focused areas. So sometimes we get so focused on all of this big, huge, crazy stuff, when in reality, whatever our goals are, like for me, it is, I just need to make sure that I post 5 times a day. Like that is one goal that I just need to make sure I need to do. Like my goals are just bullet pointed that way, or the Power Hour goals. And then we're going to start talking about what happens if there's a problem or she's not doing things according to what the manager would want her to do. So, and this is key. This is huge. This is big. All right. She says, he said, so in a way you're managing yourself. And she said, exactly. And it's easier, she added, because we know what our job is. Our manager makes sure we know what good performance looks like because he shows us. In other words, expectations are clear to both of us. However, many of us work remotely and our manager isn't always able to show us in person, but he does so in other ways. So the manager's not coming by every single day like micromanaging. And then he said, can you give me an example? Sure, she said. One of my goals was to identify a problem and come up with a solution that when implemented would turn the situation around. Okay, so early on when I started to work here, I was traveling and spotted a problem, what needed to be solved, and I didn't know what to do. Okay, so there's a problem. She doesn't know what to do. So she calls him or she messages him. She private messages him for Beachbody's sake. When he answered the phone, I said, I have a problem. Before I could get another word out, he said, good. That's what you've been hired to solve. Then there was dead silence on the other end of the phone. I didn't know what to say. I eventually sputtered, but I don't know how to solve this problem. Of course, her name's Teresa in this book. We'll say Sally. Or Jane, I don't know. Jane, we have a Sally in our coaching. Jane. Jane, he said, one of your goals for the future is for you to identify and solve your own problems. But since you are new, let's talk. So tell me, what is the problem? And then I tried to describe the problem the best I could, but it was all over the place. I was feeling nervous and I was feeling very defensive. And then my manager put me at ease when he gently said, just tell me what people are doing or not doing that's causing the problem. Or tell me what it is that you can't find that's the problem. Or tell me what information you can't find in your back office that's the problem. Tell me what information, or what is it in your challenge group, your challengers, they're asking about, can I have pickles? Can I have black-eyed peas? Or I can't find my measuring tape. What should I do? Okay, so here's this problem. He said, just tell me what people are doing or not doing that's causing the problem. Hearing that made me think about the real problem instead of myself, and I described the problem the way he asked me to. So that was key. She said, okay, I'm starting to think about the problem rather than thinking about myself because I need the answer. Right? So she's like, okay, let me dig into this. All right. And then this is what he says. He said, that's good, Jane. Now tell me what you would like to be happening. I'm not sure I know, Jane said, then call me back when you do know. That's what her manager said. Then call me back when you do know. So he left her to kind of sit on that problem for a little while until she could come up with her first solution. And I will say, please learn from my mistakes. But we were learning, and I jumped in Beachbody, and we were learning this together. It is so my nature for someone to say, I need a fork. All right, well, let me go to the fork drawer and get it for you, rather than like saying, okay, well, do you know where the forks are? Or you're in the kitchen and I'm in the basement, or something. So it kind of gets that process going of, how can I problem solve for myself? And then it keeps going on. So she realized, okay, I suddenly realized I knew what I wanted to be happening. After I told him, because she called him back, after I told him, he asked me to talk about what may have caused the discrepancy. So what may have caused it. So you want to think of what caused this problem to happen and, what's going on right now. And then he says, now, what are you going to do about it? And she said, well, I could do plan A. And then he said, well, if you do plan A, is what you want to happen really going to happen? So basically it's like, okay, here's your problem. Here's your solution. Is that going to give you the answer you're looking for? And she's like, no, it's not. So of course the book is explaining that a little bit more of like, okay, well then go to plan B, to really think through like what the problem is, what a possible solution is, what is the outcome if I do it that way. Or maybe you're setting up your challenge groups. Maybe you are setting up your first Pick Monkey. Maybe you are setting up your first your post on Facebook. So in order to for this to apply, because, and that's the thing, is like, I'm very, very quick, and maybe I should probably put a little bit more in the, in our resource center, like for new coaches, and how to like brand new posts, like mine was get this show on the road kind of thing of like, and how I did that. Maybe I should put some more like how to get started there. And I need to scan through that and see. But what I want life changers to do, and all of us, for you guys, once you have your teams to do, is to make sure that we are training our coaches really, really well, so that they have the resources they know that they need, so they can find the answers. Whether it's, like for me, I created the new coach training, the training academy. And that's a 30-day. I worked with that for months, probably like 6 months before I got it somewhat. And it still needs some tweaking, but I really took that and I made it my own. I saw what Jatana was doing, and I decided to make it my own. And I wanted to put as much information on how to log in so that it frees me up. And I would suggest you guys doing the same thing. Whatever is going to keep you free from having to spoon feed your coaches that are below you. It's so easy for a new coach to come in, and I can send them the new coach checklist. I can send them that video on how to log into your account, go into the back office, how to, that brand new coach video. It teaches them where the links are, how to send links. So I don't have to have like these one-on-one conversations or doing a one-on-one just on basics like that. It's already, well-oiled, and it's just a running machine. I haven't like Phyllis and Rachel are our brand new coaches. I haven't had to sit with them and say, okay, here's your link, Phyllis. She knows where it is. And Rachel knows where it is. She's signed a coach. And now if they are expediting and going a little faster, they may be like, okay, I've got coaches. Where do I place them? So like Tammy was that case, because Tammy is like going through the roof signing coaches this week. So I had to get on we didn't get on a Zoom, but I had to do some videos and give her some extra attention. Those situations are the special situations where, yes, hey, let's do a 15-minute Zoom call, and you can pour into them. But when it comes to how do I send a link, or is chickpeas allowed on my diet, or is this, honestly, I'm just being real and I'm not being rude, but you don't have time for that. You don't have time to answer those questions. You are a mom, you are a wife, you are working full time, you are doing all of these things. So set your coaches up in a place where they can find all of the resources. My team page is a place where we can all ask questions all day long, because all of us are going to be kind of in there at different times. So if we go in there, whether it's in our thread or in Life Changers, I think it's really good to use the team page for questions so that other coaches are going to see that as well and feel that that is a great place where they can get, if I ask a question, it's not going to be ignored. So all of us, when we are in our power hour and we go to our team page, if you see a question, just go ahead and answer it, you know, because we are all a team. But I'm just telling you, I set the wrong example. I'm just telling you, I set the wrong example. You do not want to spoon feed your coaches the way that especially in the very beginning and doing everything. You want to have everything laid out and let people know initially where they can go and find these things. So if it means creating these videos, it may take you a day or two to get these things in set or whatever. I literally sat one day and I gave myself a shout out for it because, and I didn't lie, but I made it look really good because people didn't know. I was shooting all of those videos for my training academy, and I was like, and I did a pick monkey and did a shout out on my wall, like, I'm doing new like training academy videos for Beachbody. That is the truth. But it wasn't like corporate asked me to do it, but people that are watching me don't know. I am doing something big, and look at how many people have used that thing. So just, you know, so just do that. So make sure that you are looking at your problem and trying to come up with your own solutions. And then on the flip side, think and really consider where your upline coach is. Whether I'm your upline coach, if you guys are watching this later, I think everybody that's on the call, I don't know. I can't see who's on the call. I think all of the people that are on the call are my direct coaches. But even for anybody else that would want to watch, really, really respect your upline coach's time. I see Jatana, and I know that initially I was going like wildfire, and I needed things answered in a quicker manner. The same way that I gave the example about Tammy, because she's all of a sudden like she needs my attention, or otherwise she's going to sign all these coaches and and not go diamond simply because I didn't take the time to tell her how to place them. But really, I have to respect Jatana's time, because I know she is working so hard in raising other people to diamond, and she's working hard in her own business, and she's doing all of these, crazy things with her business. So if I am going to reach out to her, it is going to be something I need to make sure that, is it something that I can't ask in our diamond group? Is it something that I can't ask in Epic Empire? Is it something that I could ask her assistant? But please don't like bug the assistants like to death either. If it is something that you can find in back office or whatever, go there and find the answers. And just to have that respect. And same thing with Epic Empire too. You can go in there and ask all day long. And so here's the solution. When you find the solution yourself, this is the thing. You may come up with a brand new solution that I have never thought of, or that Cindy Laniga has never thought of, or that, Jatana or whoever else. I can only see a couple of people on the call, so I don't know who's on the call. But you may come up with a better idea. You may be like, you may want to train your coaches. You may not even want to do with it. You may want to have them totally in back office training, or you may want to say, don't even go to back office. I think you will be better here, whatever. You may come up with a better idea, and you are going to feel so good when you've come up with a solution, because you're probably going to learn, you're going to go there looking for one thing, but you're probably going to learn 3 or 4 things while you're there. So, so that's definitely a benefit of doing that. Also, looking at what are your Beachbody goals. So all of this kind of ties in together in your goals. What are they? Are they simply, I just need to get on this meal plan and be healthy with my eating and getting results, and that's your goal right now because you're just a discount coach and you're just in this to save some bucks and help your mom and your sister out, and that is fine. Or maybe your goal is to, if you're going to help some people, give them the discount too, and like, well, while I'm at it, I could just go ahead and get the Emerald ranking, and then with Emerald ranking, you'd start getting new leads, free leads from Beachbody, as long as you're hitting Success Club. I should have put Success Club on here too. Well, it is kind of, because that's Success Club trips. Maybe you just want to hit Success Club every single month so that you can start going on the Success Club trips. Maybe your goal is to get to Summit, to really get learning. Summit is a place where you will get more training in those, was it 2 days? Two days, I think, 3 days, packed in that event than you will. It's just absolutely amazing. And it's coming from coaches who are doing it. It's coming from some of the Beachbody trainers, the workout trainers. You get to do live workouts. It is amazing for your own business to get videos and things with your teammates, and videos that you are there with the trainers. It's an amazing opportunity and a great boost for your business. Like truly, truly, it is such a boost. When we came back from Summit last time, not only they had a product launch, which was Country Heat, but everybody's business just soared. They have a product launch. You've been there, you're getting results, you're exercising, you're with the trainers, and people just like, they want to be a part of what you're a part of, especially women. Women love to be connected. They love that. They just want to be a part of something bigger, especially like with me. I was a stay-at-home homeschooling mom just scrolling through Facebook, and I was bored to tears while the kids were, doing their seat work. Maybe your goal is to hit diamond rank. The Shine On retreat is going to be in September. Maybe you really, really want to hit diamond so that you can go on this retreat. Or maybe you want to hit diamond, and learn how to do that so that you can help somebody else be a diamond. You just have to sit and really, really think, what are your goals and how are your daily tasks going to match up with those goals? And it's so, so important. And then once you write them out, and once you've had all of the training, between my training, once you go through my training, you can have entranceway into Epic Empire and go into Epic Empire's training. And once you get all of that training, then you already know what you need to do on a daily basis. And it's just a matter of plugging in and doing it, doing your daily assignments every single day. So, so that is basically, that's the end of my PowerPoint slides. I'm going to come off screen share. We have a few more people in here. Hey, girls. So I have a little bit of, I think I'm just going to keep it on record because it's not like a big, huge announcement, but it's a little bit of an announcement kind of where I'm going and why in the world am I sharing this and going like full throttle on this, for multiple reasons. In all honesty, I think every single coach should probably have this kind of training in the very, very beginning when they sign on. I honestly think that would just make their lives so much easier when they learn how to research. I know my kids, when they come and ask me, when did Columbus sail the ocean? Like, you go get in your books and research it. How do you spell Challenger? You go get on your dictionary and, it will help you. It just will help you so much. For me, I'm kind of going in this, it's not even a transition, but when I started with Beachbody, you guys know that I started with, it was a ministry first, and it was 3 ways: body, soul, and spirit. And when I jumped in with Beachbody, of course, the main focus was getting in with body. And I mean, full throttle. God has blessed. It's been amazing. It's been awesome. And I am still going to have body and Beachbody as a part of my ministry, but God is having me really, really take this time and start focusing on the ministry part. My husband and I have been asked to be our prayer overseers at our church. And that is just huge. Well, I say obviously because the people that are on this call know that that is our calling. We love doing that, and that's what we're called. We have a new program that, for just without going into detail, I mean, it's just a Bible study kind of thing that we are launching at our church, and Pat and I will be overseeing that. Our church staff has asked me to go on a retreat with them it's in Atlanta later on this year, to learn more about how to grow a church and how to, implement this program in our church. And with my website, I just feel that God is leading me in the direction of expounding and expanding my my ministry, and it is going to be body, soul, and spirit. But as I am doing that, I have to make myself less available on Facebook. I am literally, as you guys know, I am one that I love pouring in. I love pouring in. And I love getting the fork out of the fork drawer and bringing it. I would stop my workout in the basement just to come up and give you a fork. That's just who I am. That's what I am. But God is like shifting my gears a little bit so that I can give a fork to my church. You know, there's just other areas that need my attention. So what I'm doing, and I've been watching Cindy, especially in the way that she has been doing her business. Summer Tucker is another one that does this too. Jatana's been posting some stuff about how she's been managing her business. Is I've got to come away from social media and Facebook and really limit myself. I'm going to be coming on Facebook to do my postings and to do my business and to post my cocoa aminos or post my salad or my workout or my Bible scriptures or whatever for the day. But as far as being available to just, making pick monkeys or to, get on a Zoom chat really quick or to do things. I mean, unless somebody's like ready to if they're pouring in with coaches and you need, we've just got to look at this and see, okay, what's going on right now? And I will be available for those really, really important things. But the things that when there are resources other places, I really, I need you guys to definitely be the CEO and the conductor of your train, to look for those things and get those things done on your own. And I think that that's good for you as well to do that and to train your coaches to do that as well. What my plan is at this point is I'm going to come on and, do my morning thing. And usually whenever I have my devotions, it just isn't out. It's just a outpour. So I'm going to be posting, still doing my 3 to 5 posts a day. But I'm like, as far as like doing my power hour and connecting and messages and stuff, I'm going to set aside 1 hour a day. And I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know if it's going to be 30 minutes here and 30 minutes later. I'm at a place now where God's been speaking to me little bit by little bit. And the rubber met the road. The rubber met the road the other night when my kids were saying, Mom, we need more of you. And I was like, all right. And when your teenager tells you that they need more of you, trust me, that's when you're like, because they're going against the, society. So I'm like, okay, then we are going to do this. I'm going to set an hour aside every day, to make sure that I'm in and plugging in, and maybe it won't even be an hour. I don't know. So if you message and you see like, why isn't Rebecca answering? Maybe it's outside of that hour and I will get to you tomorrow or whatever. I'm not packing up and stopping. It's just, I've got to set my boundaries and I'm learning. Summer Tucker was saying that even when she did that, special call for Emeralds. She even told Jatana, because Jatana was begging. She's like, well, we need this call, but can we do it in the evening? And Summer was like, no. And she was like, firm, absolutely not, because that's my family time. Like she didn't, sway from that. And I was like, wow, that's so healthy. So I see where I'm, not quite as healthy there, but, so anyway, but that's kind of where I am with the business, and especially shifting gears with ministry. I'm excited with where God is taking me and my husband and our family and our church. And I'm excited to see what God's going to do, even with my website and getting that up. There's things, I'll give you an example, things that have been on the back burner. Teresa knows I got the website up, but it hasn't been until this week that I've even really started putting blog posts on. I got the website up. I want to start making things. I want to start making t-shirts, like me designing them, not just having somebody else. I want to do them. I want to get a book out. I want to start doing a devotional, and have it all I want to be able to do everything, but still have it body, soul, and spirit, and still minister to you guys as well as ministering to everybody, that needs. So anyway, that's kind of where I am. So don't leave crickets here. Somebody has to say something because I need some feedback or thoughts or, ideas or anything. Miriam, you came off.
Thank you for being such a good example to us. And just when you set boundaries for yourself, it teaches us even more. And I just appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, awesome, Miriam. Yeah. Awesome. I think maybe Cindy Lanigan could probably do a team call on boundaries, like on your schedules.
Yeah, no, I want to just ditto what Miriam said. I think that it's so easy to get out of, control with it. And there, Erin and I have these discussions all the time. Like it's this, okay, I'm going, okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm going, okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm going. So thank you. I think it's good. And Erin will appreciate that you're going that direction too. And that I'm, following after you. And it's just, it's a full-time job trying to make it not a full-time job,
Mm-hmm.
So good for you. I'm proud of you. I'm still going to stalk you though.
Yeah. And I'm still going to be posting because I love me some Facebook posting.
I know you do. I love it. Awesome.
And Casey too, I see her on here too. Being a nurse, full-time nurse, a homeschooling mom, and a wife and a mother, and her plate is full too. Casey, maybe you have some wisdom that you could share. Like, how do you do it all and still, because you have a passion for this. It's obvious in your posts on your Instagram. I don't want to put you on the spot, but maybe you have some insights to how you do it all. Oh, we can't hear you. I know. You have to be kind of close to the computer, I think. Sorry. Kind of, barely. If you come a little bit closer, I think we can.
How about now?
Yep. Oh.
So, like for me, I'm not doing very well right now just because I changed jobs. And so changing jobs was a horrible transition because I was working night shift. And when I was working night shift, it was a lot easier. But working day shift, it's been a little more complex. But what I have realized is that, I lost focus of my priorities, and I lost focus of not only my family, but, really, if one thing gets out of kilter, it's all out of kilter. And so within the last 2 weeks, I have really been talking with God and just really knowing that I wasn't in the right place, that my priorities were out of order, and really doing a lot of searching and a lot of seeking to say, I know I'm not in the right place because chaos is not where we're supposed to be, and confusion is not where we're supposed to be, and that I can't be the best version of me if I'm frustrated and if I'm, overtired. And so for me, it's really making sure that I don't let that get to me, because, we do try so hard to please everybody else, and, that this person messaged me, and what if I don't message them back right now? And, and I've really just within the last week even just said, you know what, I have to give this over. I have to let God do what he's going to do. And if that person is meant to be with me, they will be with me. If God wants me to, be successful in this area, then he will help me here. And if he doesn't, then I will know it in my heart as long as I continue to put him first. And so for me, that's been very powerful this week, because I've been very conflicted over, worrying about, just worrying, period, just worrying about, oh my gosh, I've got to get this post up. I haven't posted. It's 10 o'clock. What am I going to do? And now I have to get to work, and I have to, and the kids, and, oh my gosh, our homeschool wasn't good enough today, which I saw a wonderful post that looks like you're never behind at homeschool. And that was a blessing from above. So, for me, that was really just God saying, you're putting everything else in the wrong places. And if you put me first, we'll get there. And so that was important for me. And even if other people aren't, as spiritual as, we tend to be in this group, was listening to Spirit FM today, and they were talking about the devil will send so many distractors your way in the form of people, in the form of things, in the form of, stressors and worries. And we have to be strong and have fortitude to say, nope, not today, And so that's me.
That's so good. I could have taken notes in my journal. If I take notes in my journal, that's because it's profound. I mean, for real. And I think that's the thing. It's I guess you just don't realize when you're shooting yourself in the foot. And sometimes I think the biggest thing that for me, it wasn't just my foot that I was shooting, because I can feel the pain of my own foot. I can't feel the pain of my kids, So when you have a moment where the kids are so supportive of you because they are loving you and being very understanding for your business, and they're understanding and they just love you and support you. But then when you really, really get down to it and you are asking them straight out, and then pulling the honesty, and when they're yeah, well, it's a little much. It's a little much. And then when you see the tears form in your kids' eyes, teenagers, let me say, that they just want more of their mom. That's a good place to be, is that they want more of their mom. And it doesn't mean that, that I throw the baby out with the bathwater. And that's, my husband and I were talking about that too. He was like, I don't feel like you're supposed to stop the body part, the beach body part. You've set your website. It's healthy living 3 ways, and all 3 ways are very, very important. But when it comes this mad dash of, did I get a post up or not? Like you said, Casey, that's, it's you're chained to it. You're chained, and we're not called to be slaves. We're called to be free. And I want us to be life-giving and life changers, not, slave drivers ourselves first. I want us to be free in this. And it's amazing too, of just being you and being who you are on Facebook, and then, just posting, me posting my amino acids did not, my cocoa aminos today did not come out of, I got to get a post up. It was like, man, this stuff is good. That's how it came. There was it didn't interrupt anything else. I didn't tell the kids to be, it didn't interrupt anything. So I need my family time back. I need time to focus. So the way that I've been go, 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 go with Beachbody, it needs to be go, go, go for me, for my ministry, and for, with the kids and their homeschooling, and we're getting high school years. So those things are important. So, and just as a mom who, I don't have little ones anymore, but it's the same thing applies, especially to your little ones, because your little ones won't have the words that my teenagers had. Your little teeny ones will not have, because all right, let me give you an example. When I started one time with network marketing, and it was with another company. I won't list it because it's being recorded, but I started, and it was chaos from the very day I started. And it was parties and doing all of these things and crazy. Lance was little. He was probably 6 or 7, I think, at the time, maybe 8. Yeah, 7, I think. He didn't have words to express. All he had was his behaviors, and behaviors would come out weird. And then there was one day where I was sitting and talking with the girl that's training me up. Lance goes into the coat closet and just sits and closes the door and just sits there in the coat closet. I had to be in tune enough to be like, he doesn't do that. That's not a fort to him. That's not a play area. He is affected by me and my time being so overwhelmed by this network marketing thing, and I was like, I can't do it. And I said no right then, because I had to read his language. And I'm so glad that I did. This last year for us, it's been, because Pat works from home, Pat's been able to love on them and be there for them. But now we're at a place like when we're talking, it's like, no, it needs to go back where they have their mom a little bit more. Like I said, I'm not throwing out Beachbody. I'm still going to be doing it and still posting and whatever, but I'm just not, I can't be glued to Facebook the way that I've been. I can't. If it means setting a link somewhere, like here, there's your link, you know, I'm not sure exactly how it is all going to look out until we, you know, get it going. I'm going to do team calls. That's what I'm thinking at this point is just, you know, I think that our team calls will be more of team huddles. I'm going to nix the coffee chats and then start doing our team calls more like we do our coffee chats. So we're just kind of like open mic, everybody asks questions. What do you need? What can we do? And then when you get your training, that's the beauty of having Epic Empire, and you guys can plug into Epic Empire because she has top-notch trainers. So if you want, you know, the elite coaches and whoever, she's had Autumn on there for Pete's sake, you know, you can plug into training in Epic's calls, and then we can just come in on for Life Changers and just have a team huddle. You guys can ask, and then I think that'll be even better because you will have all of me for that 1 hour on Thursday nights. You know, to ask questions and to glean from each other. And it's not just me. I mean, I might be saying like, Patty, Phyllis, what are y'all doing? Like, how did you get this done? How did you do that? You know, or whatever. And, you know, so that's what I'm envisioning, you know, for now. And then we'll just see how we move forward from here. Anybody else have questions or anything that you would want to add?
It's me.
Hey, Patty.
Hey, I don't have questions. I think what you've decided is great. You know, and as you know, I, from the beginning said, I'm going slow. You know, I got to take it slow. I got a full-time job. You know, my mom's health is you know, an issue, and I'll get there when I get there, you know, and that's really how everybody else needs to look at it. It's like, sure, I would love to be independently wealthy and make a lot of money, but you know what? That's not the important part. It's like helping change other people's lives is what's important.
Mm-hmm. It is.
You know, and you do that with your ministry. That's who you are, Beck. That's how I've always known you. So thanks for going back to where I knew you from. It's awesome.
I love you, girl.
It's awesome.
I hear Rick in the background too.
Rick's like, what's wrong? What's wrong?
We're just having a chick flick moment.
Yep. Sorry, I'm a crier, you know, but it's all good. That's Beck, that's how we met you. You were a prayer warrior at Castle Rock, and that's where I know you. And
you're freaking me out. Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. Go away. So, but it's good. It's awesome that you're gonna do that. And
my wife is in here crying and freaking out.
So, but anyways, but
sorry.
No. So I think that's awesome that you're gonna focus more on that. Because that is where God's called you, and this is an opportunity for you to go back to your roots. So anyway, so good. I'm good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I'm excited, and that's the thing too is I love, which I'm social, so I do love, I would say that probably the biggest, it's not even a probably, it was the biggest highlight was Summit last year because the whole team was together. We, you know, from all over the country, from literally coast to coast. That was so much fun being together. I love that. I love, you know, of course I love earning what I earn. I love the, you know, the retreats or the, you know, things that whatever, you know, but it's one thing to earn them, but then it's another thing to be a slave to those things too. We heard, and I can send that. I sent it to Cindy and Teresa. I think if any of you guys would want to hear it too. God's been speaking to me ever since last December of things are going to veer not off of Beachbody, but it's gonna look different in 2017. And I didn't know what that meant. Now I understand, and it's been little bit by little bit, whether it's a sermon or something I read or in my journal or in my Bible or something. And this past Sunday was a message on that of what are the gods you're serving? And there are the three little G's, the God of mammon, which is the God of money, the God of power, and the God of pleasure. And of course they have those, like Asherah and, the biblical names, the Christian, Christianese names. And I was like, wow, that's exactly what any kind of job could be that way. And that's why the pastor was saying that even for himself, it's easy to get so focused on church that he doesn't focus on his family, because you're looking at, with this, money is the goal, or the power. Oh, I need to make this rank. I need to be emerald. Oh, if I'm not emerald, or the pleasure. I need to go on that diamond retreat, or I need to go on, whatever. And life's not about that. It's good and it's great when it is a reward, or when you earn that and you've worked hard and you've got there. But when it changes, like how you feel about yourself if you don't get it, it's a little different. Those are supposed to be kind of outside, not something that, and then he was saying also at the very end, he wraps it up with the way to combat that is with a Sabbath's rest. And I was like, I don't have a rest. I don't have a rest where I just put my phone away, where I just set it aside or don't work. I don't have a day of doing that. And he was saying we obey all the other commandments, and that's the one commandment that we don't obey, to have a day where we don't do work, and so I thought that was good. Marianne, I want to thank you for this as well, because I have been refocusing. God has spoken to me very deeply. This reaffirms some of the answers I have received as well. I love how he moves in our lives. Very awesome. Oh, it's Casey from Mom's Computer. Yeah, so like I said, I'm still going to be working out and still, doing my thing and being a light and shining. So anybody else want to say anything or questions or anything? All right, guys, I'm going to stop the recording. I love you guys. And